You like to believe you're in control. You make plans, set goals, tell yourself this time will be different. You say you'll wake up earlier, be more disciplined, stop going back to the same habits, stop chasing the same kind of people. And for a while, it feels like you mean it. But then something happens. You slip, you delay, you sabotage. And suddenly you're back in the exact same place you swore you'd never return to. That's not weakness. That's not laziness. That's your subconscious doing exactly what it was trained to do. The uncomfortable truth is this. Your conscious mind can want change, but your subconscious mind is designed for survival, not growth. And survival always wins. Your subconscious is built from repetition, emotion, and experience. It doesn't care about your goals. It cares about what feels familiar and safe, even if that safe place is painful, unfulfilling, or destructive. This is why people stay in toxic relationships. This is why someone can know they deserve better and, still go back. This is why habits that ruin your progress feel almost automatic. Because, honestly, your subconscious doesn't judge what's good or bad. It only recognizes what it knows. If chaos was normal for you at some point in your life, calm will feel uncomfortable. If you grew up around inconsistency, you may, without even realizing it, unconsciously recreate it. If you were only valued when you performed or sacrificed, you'll keep putting yourself in situations where you have to earn love instead of, receiving it freely. And here's where it gets even deeper. Your subconscious doesn't just repeat patterns. It protects identity. If, deep down, you see yourself as someone who struggles, someone who gets overlooked, someone who doesn't quite succeed, your actions will, align with that identity, no matter how motivated you feel on the surface. You can say, I want success, but if your subconscious believes success isn't for you, you will hesitate at the exact moment things start working. You'll procrastinate. You'll overthink. You'll create problems where none exist. Not because you want to fail, but because, success feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels unsafe. The subconscious always pulls you back to what feels like home, doesn't it? That's why willpower alone doesn't work. You just can't fight something that's been reinforced for years with only a few days of motivation, And honestly, you can't override a deeply wired pattern just by thinking differently once or twice. So, what actually works? Well, first, you have to become aware of the pattern without lying to yourself. Not just the surface behavior, but the deeper loop underneath it all. If you keep ending up in the same kind of relationship, don't just say, I met the wrong person again. Take a moment to look at what felt attractive to you in the beginning. Think about what you ignored, and, consider what felt familiar. If you keep procrastinating, don't just call yourself lazy. Ask yourself what you're avoiding. Is it a fear of failure? Or maybe is it a fear of actually succeeding and having to live up to something new? Awareness is uncomfortable because it removes the illusion that things are just happening to you. It shows you that in many ways you're actually participating in the cycle. Second, you have to understand the emotional payoff. Every behavior, even the destructive ones, gives you something. Avoidance gives you relief. Staying small gives you safety. Repeating patterns gives you predictability. For example, if you avoid taking risks, you also avoid failure, embarrassment and judgment. That's the payoff. And until you acknowledge that, you'll keep choosing safety over growth without even realizing it. Third, you have to start training your subconscious differently, not through intensity, but through repetition. Your subconscious learns through what you consistently do, not what you occasionally say. Small, repeated actions begin to rewrite what feels normal. If you're used to shutting down emotionally, practice expressing small truths instead of waiting for a big moment. If you're used to choosing unavailable people, start paying attention to who feels calm instead of who feels exciting. And if you're used to quitting when things get hard, just try to push a little further than you normally would, and do that consistently. You're not trying to force change overnight. You're teaching your mind a new version of normal. And, well, this takes patience, because your subconscious will resist at first. Growth feels uncomfortable not because it's wrong, but because it's unfamiliar. That discomfort is not a sign to stop. It's actually a sign that you're stepping outside the pattern. The mistake most people make is interpreting discomfort as danger. So they retreat. They go back to what feels easy, even if it costs them in the long term. But if you can sit in that discomfort without immediately escaping it, something starts to shift. What once felt foreign begins to feel natural. What once felt impossible becomes routine. That's when real change happens. The truth is, your subconscious has been running the show for a long time. It has shaped your choices, your reactions, your relationships, and your limits. But it's not fixed. It can be retrained. Not through force, not through guilt, but through awareness, consistency, and honest self-reflection. You don't break patterns by trying harder. You break them by understanding them deeply enough that they lose their control over you. And once you do that, something powerful happens. You stop reacting automatically. You start choosing intentionally. You stop being pulled back into the same cycles, and you begin creating something different. Not because your subconscious disappeared, but because you finally taught it a new way to operate. If this made you think differently about your own patterns, then you're already on the right path. Stick with it. And if you want more insights like this, subscribe and share this with someone who needs to hear it.